Good morning, my friends. This is Jay, and this is Jay's Knit and Purl Jam. This is Saturday morning. It's around 10 o'clock a.m. I got up. This is February 8th. And this is what we woke up to. Look at the big flakes. What the weather is going on here in Georgia. 3 days ago, it was 72 degrees. And this morning, I don't know if I can get good shot of how thick. Maybe if I focus right there, you can see how thick the snow is coming down. That might be too dark. Let's see, can I pan this way? Look at the trees. This is really big flakes of snow. Oh, maybe if I aim that way. Let's see, can I pull things in to see our neighborhood. Of course, I'm standing on my deck in my house shoes. This is becoming a ritual, isn't it? You know, because I ain't got no snow boots. I'm standing out here in my house shoes because I just got up. I still got on my gown. Like I said, it's around 10 o'clock, so this doesn't seem to be like, oh, it'll be a couple of, hours or something. Oh, this looks like all day type stuff. I hope it's not all weekend. Now, the roads, it was so hot, the roads are still passable. I can hear cars. I can look on the other street across. And, of course, we're not going to get out. And yesterday it was so, for some reason I had the urge to go to the grocery store instead of waiting till Saturday. I never like to go to the grocery store on Friday because people are getting off work, getting ready to go places. And the grocery stores, you can never find a parking place. Even, I have a wheelchair sticker. Even that, you can never find a parking place. But I was able to get in. Yesterday, I had the urge to go to the store yesterday. Yes, I'm trying different angles just to get different light. So that, I'm trying to find a place so you can see the snow. Maybe if I aim like that, you can see it coming down. Oh, that right there. Oh, I can see it coming down there. It looks like, it's wet snow, but it is accumulating, like I said, but the roads were it was so hot 3 days ago, like we was in the 70s, which was unseasonable. Wow. If you look right through there, there's my famous Thomas Kincaid picture. There's the church steeple through the snow that I took a few years ago. Oh, I know, I'll take the same pictures of the last snow we had. I'll have to find that video. It was on I don't know, is it a Saturday morning? I don't know. So I can hear the cars on the street over. But if you look right careful, there's the church steeple right there, right above that house. And then here's this tree that I took. Can't see it with all the snow coming. I think I'll just let it fall for a few minutes and let you partake of my winter wonderland. February 8th, Saturday, 2020. A repeat of Jay's winter wonderland. Look at that. You can really see it coming down now. Hey, just thought you might want to know. So now I'm off to go the whole thing this morning. My day, I plan to film step 2 of my Blue Moon Valentine sweater. Like I said, today is Saturday. I thought, oh, this will be a great day if I go to the store on Friday, and then I can spend all day in the house Saturday, and I can get the step 2 filmed. So after this, we may as well get started. Oh. See you in just a minute. Well, guess what? We are at step 3. Step 3 is our detail work, the trim, and last but not least, the ruffles. So even before we get to that, I want to go through, here's an overview of the one I just finished in real time. It makes such a nice garment. It makes this simple little, like I say, I'm not high-end. I don't have high-end places to go. I don't have high-end friends. I just don't have anything to wear. I just need something very simple and easy to wear, easy, and just easy care. And no matter how many times I go and buy this, yes, this little store-bought big box store yarn that some people maybe have a problem with or just think it's less than, I can always count on it. It gives me the same results every time. I don't have no worry about other yarns. I'm just telling you, I'm never so disappointed or so upset that it gives me the same beautiful results in the garment every time. The weight of it, the way the stitch definition is, whether I crochet it or knit it. Of course, I like my knitting, you know, I like the way it knits up. But this is the end results where I've come to. And but like I said, when I'm sharing, you just use whatever yarn you're comfortable with, because we're all different in all parts of the world. People are in summer, people in winter. So I don't have a problem. You use whatever suits or whatever you like. I'm just giving you steps, hopefully, that you will give a try and step out and make garments. All right, detail work. Detail work is this. This is an overview of, like I said, my sweater. Detail work was to sew up the sides. So let me see if make sure I'm on camera. Here's my side, one side of my sweater, and I don't know, maybe I could pull in just a little bit more. All right, you can see that I have sewn up the seam. You sew it up, whichever, or some people crochet, some people slip stitch. Since I'm, I do it just like I do it in knitting. In knitting, we put the two sides together on the right side, both right sides facing each other, and then I've shown you before how I just go back and forth across the seam in little small stitches up to where I want to stop, start the arm space right there. Now, when you get there, always leave a tail. Never end off your arm space. That's like one of the last things you do, because after everything is said and done and you do your last try on or whatever, then you make sure to tie off your arm space, because otherwise, if you get your arm space too tight, which sometimes I have a problem with, I don't know why I do that, then it's too hard to unravel. If it's too large, you can always take another stitch or two. So just leave a long tail, just like that. But I have weaved in the bottom, and you can see, you can't even see my seam. It lays flat. I don't have a big crochet bump on the wrong side. Oh, again, always leave your wrong side marks in. Never take them out till we're done. Or you might wind up sewing things on the, not right. But there we have it. There's my side seams. That's detail work. All right, another detail work that I'm going to stop right now and do. I would normally do this at the very, very end, but a lot of people ask me the same question over and over. Jay, well, what did I do with those extra, I have those extra chains. Well, here's the row where I had the extra chains, remember? This is the original starting chain right there. And whatever chains you had left, I said if it was super, super long, just cut some off. Just leave a tail about 3 or 4 inches or something like that, you see. Now, when I'm all done, I know I'm done. Then I can just trim that even more. Just take the scissors and snip it. Now I'm going to take a yarn needle and just kind of follow that yarn back, people. It's not like, You know, it's just a little bit. Okay. You just pull it back. You just can't do it in a hurry. You just got to kind of weave it back. And if you're lucky, every once in a while you'll hit the right loop. And you can just do it like this. You can just pull the loop up and it'll come right out. Sometimes it's a little more struggle. You have to like look and find the right loop. So wait a minute now, like right here. Now see, I couldn't find it. But now there it is. Let's see, there it is. Can you see me just pulling it out? If you find the right one, if you just look at the yarn, follow the yarn. It's this one here. You can tug it a little bit and then you can find your place again. And so I'm just pulling that yarn out, working backwards, working towards the project. If you can't see it, just give it a little tug to see where the loop is. And then let's see right here, I'm getting closer. The thing that you don't want to do is pull and get a knot. Oh, the knot. See, now I'm getting closer. I'm going to put it a little closer. Taking my time. I've come this far. Okay, when I see that I'm about a stitch out or so, and if you do go too far, you just take the crochet hook. And if you say, oh, well, maybe I went too far. Okay, now I think I'm close enough to the... Now, slowly pull the yarn and push the knot. Pull the yarn like this, but push the knot this direction. Does that make sense? And then I guess this was somewhere I tied on or something. So I can just tie those two together just to go ahead, and then I would weave these two in. So that's detail work. That's what I call detail work. Of course, you'd weave that in on the wrong side, so I'd turn it inside out just like this. Take my yarn needle. Go ahead and do this. Weave in. And try to bury that in a nice, neat way that it's not going to come loose. I try to go over. Now it may be hard for you to see with this light color, but you've all have done this. And then I come back the opposite direction and pull it, stretch it back so I know it's in there, then snip it off. Then I'd go, this is detail work now. Then I'd take this little sample. And sometimes these are so long, I go ahead and snip them before I even worry with that long tail. Put it in your yarn needle now. Fine. Let's see. Now, if I'm going up that one, I don't want to make that bump real thick. So I may have to work this one either up or down just to get to another place so they're not in the same place. I'm going to just work down a little bit. I'm just going to go down this direction, look for a nice row, maybe down here, and then I might go over a little bit. I'm just working across, weaving in, go down. Now I'm on the next row down here, so that I don't keep making this row where I just buried that even thicker. And now I start to bury this one. I just weave it in. Just try to be shallow. You don't have to go all the way to the front of the... But you want to take it up under enough. I'm going to go all the way over. See how much yarn I have to go over a little further. Okay, then I will start the path back. I will just come back. And now I can snip off that. And that's what you call, that's the detail. So I've already weaved in all my ends except what's at my underarm. That you leave. So on both sides, here's my other one. Here under my arm, at the armhole, I left that. Now I want to show you the next step is, so that's detail work and all my ends are sewn in. So I've done everything, but I do not remove my wrong side markers. But all my tails are sewn in, knots are knotted, whatever. So now I want to show you how to do a little trim work on the bottom of the sweater. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the sweater upside down. And I'm going to, let's see if I have I'm making a readjust here. Because I want you to see how easy this is going to be. Okay. Someone told me that my camera had been out of focus, and I appreciate you telling me that. I don't remember, one of my viewers. And come to find out, after so many years of using this camera and tripod, I had knocked something on the tripod. You know, maybe it's supposed to be like that, and I had tilted it or something. But anyway, so I hope I'm back on track and that it looks fine to you. So thank you for that little tip. All right, just so that I remind you, I don't know if you remember what yarn I'm using, the old Premier Deborah Norville, because I have a ton of it. Once they said they were going to change it or switch it out or stop using it at Joann's or whatever, you know, you try to buy up as much as you can, like I did Vanna, because it's just one of my favorite yarns. Nice feel, I can't help, you know, it just is what it is, but it always works out the same. I never am surprised. I'm never disappointed with my finished project. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start right here. Okay, you see our edge here where we did the double crochets, and you're supposed to have 2, 4, 6, 8. And I'm going to go into that last double crochet, and I'm going to put and I worked the garment, I worked the sweater in a H hook. No, excuse me, an I hook. We did the whole thing in an I hook. But when I'm doing detail work, you remember I like to go down and get these old pointed head boy hooks because they just go into little small spaces a lot easier. This is a size H. I try to go down a hook size when I'm doing like what I call trim work. All right, so I go into maybe the last double crochet there. Just get somewhere near the last one, and I just want you to be in under 2 strands. I will take my yarn, however you connect. I want you to connect your yarn, pull it up. I would use the same color. I'm gonna give you a choice in a minute on when we get to the ruffle, but use the same color. We're just gonna enhance. See how the scallops look fine just like that, but let's enhance it and make it look even nicer. So I'm going to pull up and connect just like that. You may crochet over your tails. I just pull it, connect, and then I'm only going to chain let's see. Oh, I'm going to chain 1 just to make sure it's connected and tight. You see that? Now, above every one of these little clusters, we're going to just simply chain 5. Then we will single crochet in each double crochet, then chain 5, then single crochet, chain 5. So let me show you how it's going to look. So I've connected and I've just chained 1. Now I'm going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go right over the cluster and go into the first double crochet you come to and single crochet. Just like that. Single crochet in the next one. Just single crochet again. When you're at the last one, well, you have to go when you're single, you have to go one more because there's a little, because it's kind of offset, so you see there you need to go over one more. So instead of 3, it's like 4 stitches. So single crochet into the last one. Now chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip over the cluster, go into that first double crochet right there. 1, 2. Go right. It's right before the post. Right before, I don't know if this is showing up, but right before the post, you can go into a stitch right there. It's right. I think it's the chain 1 space after the cluster. So put your hook in, single crochet. Then go, can you see those little holes? Single crochet again. How about again? Single crochet. 1 more, see it's 4. Pull up some yarn here. See if you open it up. Now there's that, see that last one right there? Single crochet. My heat just kicked on, so you'll hear a little noise. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go over the cluster. Look for that first, right there, that chain 1 space. Single crochet. Then in the next double crochet, single crochet. In the next, single crochet the next right in there. See, this little hook goes in there much better than my other one. Single crochet, that's 4. Then chain 5. Oops. I keep saying one. Okay, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take that and go over. Find that first little space right there before the post. You see there's a little single crochet. Then in the next one, oops. Well, my hands are sweating. Oh, it's so funny. I didn't even mention our single crochet. Then into the next one, single crochet, 1 more. So you know it's 4. 3 is going to leave a gap, so that's why I had to make it go into each one. Let me kind of move it over so that I wouldn't have a big gap. So there's 4. Single crochet. Now, chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just skip over the cluster. There we go again. Can you see it? Let's go. Single crochet, that's 1. Single crochet, 2. Single crochet, 3. And then you look for... Okay, now this is a side seam. So now we're just going to single crochet in the best way we can. Everybody might be a little off on this. You just go ahead and put it in there. We'll say we won't even count this. We'll just get to a place that we can see a stitch. As long as we get back in pattern when I get over to the cluster area. So 1 right here, right before the cluster. See, right in there. I'm going to stick my hook, bring out a single crochet. Now chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And go over. Pull them apart so you can see. That's 1 single. 1 single crochet, there's 2, here's 3, and here's bind 4. Okay, now let's stop, pull up a loop, let's take a look. So now it just finishes off, and this will be loose away from the cluster. And if you wet set it or steam it, you can always pull these little loops out a little bit. Or if you pin yours and steam it that way, you can always lift them up so that it gives a nice, it just sets the little scallop, the little cluster off a little bit. There's just a loop above it, just like that. Can you see it? That's the chain 5. Now, we're going to go completely around the bottom. I'm going to move this. You're going to work your way all the way around the whole bottom edge. You'll come to the opposite side, and I need you to work all the way till you come to the last cluster. I will join you as we get ready to do the last cluster. Then we're going to start, we're going to have to put an edge on here because the neck is still, I consider, what you call raw. There's nothing up there at the edge, at the neck edge. So we're going to have to work a little border, which it can be a single crochet. You know, I do the extended single crochet. But I will meet you back at the last cluster after you do the chain 5 and the single crochets. Okay, back in just a minute. Alright, so I'm coming up to the last cluster. I've worked across my bottom. Now let me just say this. You know, trim work is left up to the person. Some people say, well, Jay, I didn't need that. You know, I don't mind the little scallops. Trim work is your eye for the way you want things to look. If you didn't want that on the bottom of yours, that's fine. But, you know, I just leave that up to you. But I want to show you what I did so that you know, I didn't want to like, oh, well, you didn't tell us that. So I'm up to the 5 clusters, last cluster, and I've done the single crochet. Now I'm going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I will simply go across that cluster to the first double crochet, that first little opening before the double crochet, before the post. See that before that stitch? There's a little hole there. There's a little opening. I'm going to use that to connect. Now I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to start the extended single double crochet. If you rather just do a single crochet, you would just start simply single crocheting until we get to the very corner. So let me show you how mine will look. To do the extended single crochet, yarn in, no, you don't have to wrap, just put your hook in, bring up a loop, stop, pull through the first loop, stop, then yarn over and pull through the second loop. Let's do it again. Hook into the stitch, bring up a loop. Alright, now pull a loop through the, yarn over and pull through the first loop, stop, yarn over and pull through the second. Again, hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. Hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. Alright, now I'm going to work till I get to the very corner, and we're just going to do it like you do a granny square, where you're going to put more than one stitch to turn the corner. So I'm up to the little corner, and I'm going to let's try three stitches. Let's see if I can do it. Yarn over, either you're doing a single crochet or the extended single crochet, or if you've got something another stitch that you have used. But you're going to go around this corner so that we can start up the front. You can try 2. If 2 doesn't give you a nice little corner, then try 3. Just like you do a granny square, in the corner of a granny square. Okay, so I've got 3 in, and then now the rest of it is why I want you to take a breath, take your time, because now we're going to work all the way up this front edge, all the way to the neck, and down the other side. But this takes a lot of guesstimation, because you cannot use these large spaces in the double crochet. You've got to work on the edge, but you don't want to make your stitches real close, and you don't want to make them loose. You just kind of have to justify it in your mind, like a single crochet or the extended single crochet, and then move over, and then you'll go into another space right along that edge, and then I want you to stop. Let me just do one more, or a few more. Let me just get to a place. See, I'm just kind of working across. I don't have to go into every stitch. You may do a stitch and then pretend like you're skipping one. Do one and then act like, or move your hook over like you're skipping one. Now I want you to get to a place to stop every once in a while. Pull up, hold up the edge and see if it looks like it, if it's having a wave, or if it's all scrunched up and too tight, like you're pulling too tight, or if there are big gaps. Not those spaces that are there. We will we will use those for your buttonholes. These spaces that are formed here by the double crochets, that's just automatic. That's just a part of crocheting, but you will be able to use those as your buttonhole. So we don't want to work in those spaces. You have to stay right on this edge. So I'm going to work a few more, and then I'm going to let you have at it. And like I say, the trim work is how much work you want to put in it. But you might say, Jay, I don't even want to do all the trim. I just want to wear my sweater. Some people are like that. Like, okay. I try not to overdo, but yet I try not to underdo. because I don't want to look at this later and come back and have to find this yarn and have to get in this frame of mind again and have to do like, well, you know what, I should have done it. See how nice my corners rounded off? I put in 3 stitches. You could put 3 single crochets. I did the extended 3. See, we started here and worked around. All right, now I'm gonna let you go and have at it. You're gonna have to work all the way up. Take your time, stop every once in a while, make sure you don't have the ruffle effect or the real scrunched up tight effect like you're pulling your stitches or you're moving your hook over too far and leaving big gaps. But stay on the very edge all the way around then you'll come to the neck. See, we have to clean up this neck because if, like I said, the neck is still left in the raw stitches. We have to have something here. So as I come up to the last, then I'll start working in this actual chain. Take your time. Work across. I'll come back and let you see mine. And then down the other side. I will come back before that. I'll come back maybe at the neck just to make sure. Okay? So let's work up. And every once in a while, the main thing is stop and look at this line. Look at that row to see how nice and clean and even it looks. There's some things you just can't teach or show. Some things you just have to be willing to do. All right, back shortly. All right, so I've worked up till I'm up to the neck. But before I go any further, I stop and do that little test to see. Just hold it up so that you can get a clear view of the line and make sure, like I say, it's not pulled or big gaps or, which is so nice about crocheting. If it is, you just pull back and just fix it, and continue on. So now I'm up to getting ready to go into my neck area. I just want to make sure, and then I'm going to tell you where, because after you finish this, we will be ready to ruffle. So I'm just kind of working up, making sure I'm staying in my little, either you're doing a single crochet or the extended single crochet, whichever you like to give your. So I'm coming up and I see that I'm going to have to, okay, right here I see a big gap. You're going to see, all right, you're just going to kind of pull that. You're in a corner, so this could have a little tension on it, because you're in a corner. So I'm going to pull that corner just a little bit so that I can get back over here up under 2 strands and try to get back, stay in my pattern that I'm working till, and I'm working on the edge. You can see my center, you can see the mark for my neck. The center of my neck is still in there. I just left it in there. And then I start again, kind of guesstimating. But I just would not want to leave the neck like this without any kind of support. And so this helps. These few stitches will help stabilize and support your neck of your sweater, because you want to get lots of wear and you want to be able to wear it with confidence and know that it looks nice. All right, you see what a difference? I'm bringing that kind of close. See, just that one row of single crochet or extended single crochet. See how I hold up the curve, see? I didn't pull it so tight, but yet it's nice. It just takes you, that's just something you just get a feel for. But like I said, crochet is so nice, you can just pull it back and do it again. Knitting is not like that, people. But after a while, even that, you get a love for it. It doesn't matter. For knitting, you love to learn how to fix your mistakes. So I'm coming around now. I'm going to just get to a point here and then I'm going to stop, because the whole part of this is to get to the ruffle. You can do the neck now. I am confident that you've got this. All right, so I'm going to pull up. But you can see now how that neck is supported with those nice stitches and the nice edge on my sweater. All right, now listen. You will continue to work. Now you got to work down. Now, this is something that happens to all crocheters and all knitters. You may start up that side and your tension is loose. Then you get to this side and for some reason you want to tighten up. Or you might be real tight on this side when you were coming up. Then over here you're real loose. Even I still, at this season of knitting and crocheting, I have the same problem. So a lot of times I have to tink back on this side or pull back to kind of get it to relax if I'm too tight. But use the same idea as you work down this side. Stop, check it. Because I'm not going to sit here and try to count. This is just guesstimation work. It's just something you will learn, you know. But to sit here and try to count how many stitches I had on that side, well, you can count yours if you're that perfectionist. I'm not. Okay, but just stop every once in a while and look at your edge as you're working down the edge. But what I wanted to show you, when you get down here to the corner, don't forget to put at least however many stitches you had. I put 3, as I need to turn around this corner, that point. Then I go, and then this is where you'll stop, where you see that little tail from where we started. You will stop and slip stitch, and of course, you know, pull a knot, and you're done. The ruffle will be done separate, and then I will come back after you go all the way around and finish where you started, right there in one of the double crochets right next to it, or in the same one, whatever you need to do to slip stitch it. And then I will come back and we will be ready to ruffle. Take care on this side so that you don't have to, like pull back. All right, back in just a minute, I hope. All right, so now we're ready to start working the ruffle. And I try to think, but sometimes I don't think ahead far enough. But I know some of you are going to ask this question. Well, Jay, I've been working, and all of a sudden I decided on my sweater, could I use a different color yarn? Could I give the ruffle, could I do something a little more exciting, maybe a little more pizzazz on the yarn, on the ruffle? And yes, you can. And so let me give you an idea before we start, and then we'll do a few stitches in some other color so you can see it before I do the original color. All right, so, or I might just stay with this. All right, for instance, this was just some throwaway yarn. So see, I wasn't thinking ahead. But if I was thinking ahead, and you think, well, I might do the ruffle in something more exciting with a little bling. All right, I have some Shauna ball that I've never used because it's so small. They call it a 4, but this yarn is very thin. All right, so for the ruffle, to do an accent, to do it, to make it more of an accent, you need to come down to a very nice thin yarn, like a sock weight or fingering weight, something really pretty. And of course, you can have a little bling in it. Like I said, this is just a skein of Shauna ball. And you see, the color just blends. And so I could easily use this and do the ruffle in this. Go up. And it does not go around the back of the neck. Then you stop, and then we start here and come down. So it's strictly a nice accent that would go with something maybe you're going somewhere. But you see how that could go with it. You may have just some left over. All right. Maybe I'll use this. This is Hobby Lobby's Fetching. I have a lot of this. I don't know why I bought it because it's so small. I really, maybe I was going to do some scarves or something. But I would make garments for myself with this because of my weight, my size. It would just take too long, people, for me to knit and crochet in this weight for a whole sweater. So mainly the body of the sweater is in our number 4. But yes, you could accent. Now here's one. That looks pretty good with that. So maybe I ought to try that. Here's some bamboo silk. I've had this, bought it at the yarn shop. Judy and I would go and throw down some money every once in a while, and then we never could figure out what to do with the yarn. You know, it'd be like so expensive. We like, oh, we can't use that because we paid a lot of money for that. And it's bamboo silk, you know, so or whatever. But that would, if it had been the, something with a little pink or something, or kind of blush color, that could be a pretty accent for a ruffle. So let me just try this, since I want to practice a little bit and show you how this yarn will work and how the ruffle works. So the first thing I need to do, first of all, you see I finished my front edges. They look nice. They worked out great. So now I want to start on the ruffle. Here we go. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to work from the left side of my sweater. So I turn my sweater just like this. So I have the edge. This is the right side of the fabric. Now I'm really going to have to pull in so that you can see me work how we're going to do this simple lace. Does that look about right? Maybe I should tilt the camera just a little bit, just so that I don't have to move it a lot. There we go. That's good. All right. So I say, okay, I think I'll try something exciting, Jay, just to kind of make my sweater look a little better. And maybe this will make mine pop a little more too than using the original color, original yarn. All right, so the first thing I want to do, look here. All right, after we did those 8 crochet stitches for the band, if you look, there's a whole row of look like little holes or eyelets right behind that before you go on with the sweater. This is where we're going to put the ruffle. And I want you to look. You're going to see a long stitch, which was when we chained 2, then a short. We don't want that one. We want the chain 2 here, not that one, here, skip to here, skip here. Can you see the difference in the stitch? All right, so what I want to do, and this is going to be so easy because it's the same stitch we've been working over here. We're simply going to work horizontal across the stitch. First thing I need you to do is to connect. So I'm going to take some of this yarn, make sure yep, good. I'm going to take some of this yarn and leave a nice long tail. Just leave a long tail. And I'm going to find that first stitch right there. Can you see it? There's a hole, but you can tell there's a chain 2. That is a chain 2 going across. All right, to work horizontal, I'm just going to stick my hook, and I am using a smaller hook. I'm going to stay with the H on this because the yarn is smaller too. So I'm going to pull it through just like you were connecting at any point. Let me go ahead and get yarn before I even start. All right, so I connect. And then I drop mine till you may crochet over whatever, but I'm going to just get that out of the way. Now I'm going to chain 4. I had to stop and think. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to chain 4. You see that? I connected, chain 4. I'm going to hold the stitch so that it is horizontal. So it's going this way and not this way. See, I'm just going to kind of rotate my fabric. Now I'm simply going to put triples. We're going to work, or treble crochets. US treble crochets. And it's yarn over twice. Yarn over again. Go up under the stitch. Pull up a loop. Stop. Pull through 2. Reach back and pull through 2 more. Reach back and pull through the last 2. So there's my first treble. Well, this counts as a treble. All right, now for this thin yarn, this size yarn, we are going to place 7 trebles horizontal on this stitch. If I was using the yarn that I made the sweater in, this one, you only need 5. I was going to demonstrate and use this yarn, but then I thought, well, why waste all this time? Just go ahead and use this fancy yarn just to kind of get a new look. So let's go. That's 1, 2. Yarn over, pull up. Now go through 2, 2 and 2. Yarn over, pull up a loop, go through 2, 2, and 2. So far, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 trebles. For this size yarn, put in 7. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 2. Oops, if you don't go twice, you'll get a double crochet. We want the treble. 1, 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 1, 2, there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, one more, yarn over, go under and pull up a loop, pull through 2, and the last 2. There are my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 treble crochets. See that? All right. Now we need to move up. We leave the long tail because when we're all done, we will have to tack this one down to the bottom of the sweater. All right, so now I want you to simply hold it up, move your finger up, not that short one, go up to the one that is that you know there's 2 chains. So let's put 7 there. You'll have to kind of figure out how to hold your finger at first, but after a while you'll get a rhythm. Yarn over, go up under the stitch. I'm going horizontal. 2, 2, and 2. Okay. Let's go yarn over, go up under, pull up a loop, 2, go under 2, and 2. Get some more yarn. I just happened to see that yarn. I thought, oh my gosh, look at all this yarn. I got to figure out a way to use it. Yarn over. And I thought, well, I know someone's going to say, well, Jay, supposing I want to have the ruffle in a different color. Yarn over. Well, you can. But now be smart. Be smart with what you pick. And like I said, if you're not going to use it, the original yarn, then go smaller. It just needs to be this smaller weight yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You need 7 on the smaller yarn. On the original yarn, you only need 5 trebles. Okay, here we go. All right, I want to move up. Go skip over that one and move up to this one. Just like that. Hold it. Yarn over, go up under, pull up a loop, pull through 2 and 2, and then the last 2. Let's see, can I get, I didn't come up with a good idea to get my yarn. I done roll my yarn. All right, here we go again. Yarn over, go under, pull up a loop, go through 2, 2, and 2. Yarn over, go up under, pull up a loop, go through 2, 2, and 2. Yarn over, under, pull up a loop, 2, 2, under 2, and through 2. So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. This is 6. And this is 7. See, this is so thin, if you only did 5 like the original yarn, you won't get much of a ruffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so now I'm going to move up. Just pull it down. Hold it up. Can you see it? Not that short one, but this one right here. Go to the next one, stick your finger. It'll be the one you can get your finger in. Alright, yarn over twice. Go under, pull up a loop. Pull through 2, pull through 2. So if you were thinking about, you would get your yarn, your base yarn, and then you could pick out an accent color or an accent yarn. Yarn over, go under, pull up a loop, through 2, 2. The only thing is this particular yarn splits. That's why I'm just, oh, it's the fetching. It's a nice, pretty yarn, but it does split. I guess it's that, what is the sparkle stuff, the Stellina, whatever, that causes it to split. Yarn over, over twice. Oh, yarn over, up under, pull up a loop, 2, go through 2, and through the last 2. Over twice, up under, through 2, 2, it's splitting again, and 2. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over. Okay, my heat's about to kick on, so you're going to hear it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I need 7 for this small yarn. 1, 2, and 2. All right, let's stop a minute. Let me look on camera to see how it looks through the camera. Here is the ruffle has started. It will lay, don't worry, it'll be tacked, and it will be, we will have a little steaming a little bit, but let's see if that pops. Oh, I like that already. Just made just a nice little difference on this yarn. All right, let me work up a few more rows so that we can take a good look at it. And you can go ahead, like I said, you decide if you want the original yarn of your sweater, then you only need 5 trebles. But if you're going to do contrasting yarns, go down to this small number 3 or sock weight or fingering weight, whatever you call it, and you will need 7. All right, back in just a minute. All right, so off camera I worked, as you can see, I worked some more of the ruffle, and I kept thinking I was on camera. You know, when you're on camera, you're just like, I don't know, you're out your element. And I kept thinking, how did I hold it? I kept struggling how to hold it. Then off camera, I just went into my natural crochet mode, and I thought, oh, I remember. So let me show you to help you. So as I get near the top of the shoulder, right here, this is where we go. We're not going around the neck with the ruffle. All right, now watch. So I have the ruffle here. Then there's that short. We don't want that one. We want the long one, the one that you know you can see it's a chain 2. All right, this is what I did. Fold the fabric right there with the chain 2 right there on the top, just like that. Can you see it? There it is right there. As soon as I got off camera, I just went into my natural crochet mode. I didn't think about the camera. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When you're using the small yarn, if you want to do 7. So now I can just fold the yarn, fold the little border right there, kind of fold it down so that the stitch stands up just like that. Can you see it? Now I can go 1, 2, up under, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1. And it didn't help the splitting though. It won't help that. 2 and 2. All right, now yarn over, pull up that loop, and we need 7. So funny. As soon as I was off camera, I just went right into my regular. I didn't even think about it. That's just what it's amazing. If you're on camera, you just can't. So now I'm just working the 7 so we can get up to the shoulder, because we still have to come down the other side. I'm trying to get this all on this one, because this is the step 3. Details, we've done the trim, and now we're trying to get the ruffle on our sweater. And I'm the one that threw the extra little accent yarn. I just thought it would just be something different. I'm sorry I didn't think of it for, right up front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 7. And as you can see, I'm still working with this H hook, not the hook that I did because this yarn is smaller, so my hook size is smaller. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7. All right, now I lift up and find not this one. Go to the next one, the longer one. Fold the yarn, fold the fabric so that the stitch is just straight across, just like that. Okay, so now I can work in it horizontal. Yarn over twice, a US treble, pull through 2, 2, and 2. That flows much better. I kept trying to figure out, well, how come I can't figure out how to hold my hands? Oh, as soon as I got off camera, I went right into crochet mode. I wasn't in explaining mode. I was just in my regular crochet mode, and I thought, oh, that's how I did it. Wonders never cease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're just going to count as we make our way up to the top of the shoulder. We will not be going around the neck. I did not want this around my neck because it would have been standing up and looking kind of silly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, let me look and see if there's another one. Yes, right up here, I'm going to go to the very one on the very last row at the top, right there. Can you see that? All right, so I need to fold it so that the stitch is up like that. See? And then yarn over, yarn over. We're going to go through 1, go through 2, go through 2. All right. 2, 2, and 2. Yarn over, loop, go 2, 2. I'm just working the US treble stitch. Of course, we grew up calling it the triple stitch, you know. Single crochet, double crochet, triple crochet. Hey, whatever floats your boat. As long as we got it done. Okay, oops. You can tell I'm not used to crocheting with these slick ones. You know, I use them for detail work, but not really, you know, a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes number 5. Number 6. And we'll count it. We'll count, make sure if that's 7. All right, I'm here at the very top of the shoulder, and at the neck, before the neck starts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. That's what I want. Now, what I want you to do is to cut a long tail. Leave a long tail. You know, not super duper long, but you know, 5 or 6 inches. So I'm going to just go ahead and cut that. See that? I just left a long tail. And then just pull it through like you always do, you know, to end it off. Because we will tack this down so that it will not be standing up. We will tack it down just like that once we're done. I'm going to tack the top and the bottom ruffle down. Now, right now, it's ruffling. It wants to ruffle the whole front. That's because we have not steamed it. Once we get through, we will take this to the ironing board, and I always steam. I steam with my iron, as you know, but I always do it on the wrong side with a pillowcase or something on top of the fabric. This is acrylic yarn. It can melt. So, and we're not going to try to steam the ruffle flat. We're just going to straighten out the front so that it's not pulled. But there is, you know, my camera's pulled up close, but there is the ruffle on one side, all the way up to the neck. Now we stop. We left a long tail to tack. Probably can't see it in that color. Now what I want to do is to swing the sweater around. Let's see. Oh, swing it around so that I'm on the opposite front, and we're going to start where we stopped on this one. Now that you got it, so you'll have to manipulate this side just a little bit to get it in the right position. Be sure to leave a long tail when we join, because it needs to be tacked down when we're finished. So I'm going to go up here. First of all, there's the row right there. Here's the 8 double crochets, and then here's the row we're going to work on. So I want to find that same stitch. Now, by it being on this side, you may not have a long one, but it doesn't matter. We still have to go let's see where, let me go up, 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 because this is your opposite side, you know, and it won't be a perfect match, but we still have to work it as if it is. So I'm going to, I had a long stitch at the top, but I don't have it on this one, but I have to work it anyway. I have to go in this stitch right there, right where the double crochets for that border starts, right there. So I'm going to see if I've got my camera. Yeah, I think you can see it. Let me move my hand kind of out of the way. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and connect. It's not perfect, but such is life. This is just yarn, people. It's just yarn. Believe me, we got a lot of other things to be thinking about. All right, so now I'm going to I connect, and then I'm going to chain 4. After you connect, then chain 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 4 stitches, 4 chains. Then I'm going to kind of rotate and then I start the treble. Yarn over twice, and then I just simply start working. Now, I'll see. Let me get these first 7, then we're going to look and talk and see how we have to fudge, because like I said, each side is just going to be a little off. That's just the way it is. That's life. Yarn over twice. Work the treble. I need 7 with this small yarn. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I have my 7. Now, because, like I said, because we have to go down. Okay, so now look. Open it up, and you'll see the next one is a short one. Then there's a long one. So I'm going to fold this fabric, just like I did on the other side, till the stitch itself kind of stands up and goes across. See, I just fold down, right there, and then I start working it. Yarn over twice, go into that, under that stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2 and 2. Yarn over twice, go under, go through 2, 2 and 2. Yarn over twice, go under, pull up a loop, 2, then, oops, well, it's splitting so bad I got to back out. If you got split yarn, just back out and start the, you may have to turn it. I hope you're seeing the stitch that I'm working in. Alright, yarn over twice, go through, pull up a loop. Now maybe I can, there you go, yarn over, 2, 2, 2. Yarn over twice, pull up a loop, go through 2, go through 2 and 2. And go under, pull up a loop, pull through 2, 2. Let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more, need 7. 1, 2, there. Alright, let's do a couple, let me do, and then I'll go off camera now. You can see I need to skip that one, that's the short one. So I go down here to where I know there's a long one there. That's the 2, chain 2 stitch. So I just fold the border in the fabric like that so that I can get the stitch to kind of stand up so I can work in it horizontal. Yarn over twice. Alright, so now I'm on my way. I'm working from the top, from the shoulder to the bottom now. And I'm just going to work. Make sure I'm on camera here. Hope I was on camera. But check and make sure that you have 7 in each ruffle, so you don't come up short or have to pull something out. Alright, so now I'm going to work down off camera just to save time. Like I said, this is the end, and I want to get it all on here. This is step 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, I will work down, but you see where I started the ruffle, right at the row where the double crochet started. Alright, back in just a minute. Alright, so I'm getting close to the bottom edge. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, and remember I said once I got back into my regular crochet mode, it was just simple. I found the bar or the stitch I need. I fold the fabric or the border in half just like that to have something to hold on to. Now the stitch stands up and it's right there. Can you see it? So now I just... Oh, I'm sorry, wrap twice. We are still working the US treble, and I need 7 to make make each ruffle. I'm just folding that, holding it. See, I'm just working in that stitch right there. Oops. Oh. There we go. Let's see, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need one more. Need 7. Alright, there's that one. Alright, let me look ahead. See, where's another one? Not that one, not the short one. So I believe this is the last one. So I'm down to the last long right there. I'll fold that so that the stitch, and I can have something to hold on to. There's the stitch right there. I go up under. Alright, wrap twice, go up under that stitch. We're working it horizontal. I was in my closet, and I came across a sweater I didn't even know I had. I saw, here's a cute sweater I haven't even made. You know, it's from my, my smaller size days. So I can make the sweater again. I just have to make it and redo the numbers and make it fit me now. But it's a beautiful sweater that really would be very pretty to make. Very simple. You know, my things are... Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Voila! We are done. Alright. Now, I'm going to leave a long tail and pull the yarn through because we will eventually tack this down to the bottom. So just leave a 5 or 6 inch tail. Better to have a little extra, and just pull it through like you normally would do it. And see, once we will tack this down to the bottom of the sweater so it won't be riding up or looking all like that. All that comes after we do a little steaming. Alright, so let's turn. Alright. This was some old yarn that I was just going to practice on and probably wind up throwing away or giving it away. Maybe not throwing it away, but giving it away. It's really pretty. It wasn't really a particular color that, I was just practicing this sweater to work on in real time. So now let me back out. Sorry, going the wrong way. All right, there we go. All right, I can't get it all in there anyway, but we'll just talk about what I can get in. All right, so here is the sweater. And like I said, this was just something added, and I thought someone is going to ask me, Jay, can I do the ruffle in a different color? And lo and behold, I just picked up this. This was Yarn Bee again, Yarn Bee fetching yarn. It's just a really like a, I don't know, is this sock weight or, I don't know, fingering yarn, but it's small. So you'll need like a smaller hook, an H like I was using. And it takes at least seven for the ruffle. Now, once I get ready to steam, I will steam on the wrong side. In fact, let me walk you through it. First of all, going back to detail work, just to save time, you would take this tail and lay this at the top of the shoulder right there and go on the wrong side, you know, with your yarn needle, and you will tack this down so that it will not pop up when you're wearing it like that. That's the top. Then you have to come to the bottom and do the same thing. After we steam it now, you will tack this down. Well, you can do it before we steam it, but tack it down so that this bottom ruffle will not be sticking up like that. It will be tacked down to lay flat. Everything else is fine. Do it on both sides. All right. Then I take my work to the ironing board. You can, we still haven't closed off the sleeves, but I can take it to the ironing board now. Now I have the ruffle on. Now you don't have to worry about it because you know the right side from the wrong side. And I will lay it on my ironing board, just like if I was going to iron it. And I would lay a pillowcase or a little dinner napkin or something, just so that I could get this front edge just lightly steamed so that it's not pulling up. You know, the ruffle has pulled a little bit, and I want to make sure, am I on camera? Am I even on camera? Yeah, a little bit. I want to make sure that the edge is not pulling with the ruffle. So you have to lightly lay it down on the wrong side, pin it if you have to the ironing board, and lightly steam everything. I steam everything. Like I said, if you put a pillowcase on there, you don't have to worry about the yarn melting. Or just lightly steam. Go on the other side, do the exact same thing on the iron so that the ruffle is not pulling the front, you know, pulling it up. You do that. Do your sleeve, you know, do your little armhole opening. You can steam that on the wrong side, but all right, now let's get to the right side. So if I can think if there's anything else that I need to. So now that I put this on there, I went to my button drawer. I was going to even share my button drawer, but this video is long enough. We've got 3 steps. So this is the finish of step 3, which is the finish of the sweater. This is putting the ruffle on, and we did it in a contrast, or you can do it in the original yarn. It's up to you. Original yarn, you only need 5. This thin yarn, you need 7. And then I found these beautiful buttons. A woman's buttons, they go on the left, don't they? Yes, on this side. So I'd have 1, 2, just right near the edge. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mine are more for looks, you know. 5. So I found some really pretty little buttons that went with this little sparkly yarn that I found to accent the front. Now how cute is that? Now ruffles may not be your thing. You don't have to put the ruffles at all. You can simply do the whole sweater, but be sure to do the bottom trimming around the neck. And then of course now you at the last you can go up and try it on, and then you know, close off your arm space, and then weave weave the tail on the inside of your sleeve, you know, just on the inside of the garment, and put some buttons on, and then you can easily make a beautiful scarf or a neck warmer or cowl or something to match for your sweater. You don't even have to put the ruffle. You're like, Jay, I'm not a ruffly kind of girl. Oh, but I just wanted to have something really different and pretty and something that would go with things. So, let me see, have I thought of anything else? Don't forget to make your black and white so that you can go back and always just put it on your copier. I laid this, you see I laid it on there with my ruffle. I made some of the important information when I got started. That's a help. I can't think of anything else. Okay, so step 3 was detail, trim, and the ruffles. And like I said, I did not go with sleeves, but if you want to add sleeves, if you are a seasoned crocheter, you go for it. You add any sleeves that you want. I wear too many mock turtlenecks or turtleneck sweaters. Back in the day when Lane Bryant was the bomb, they had the prettiest things for big size, a bigger size. They always came out with beautiful sweaters. And I would buy every one. Every time they come out with a sweater, they would come out with one. So I have so many still. Some of them are still probably new. Never got around to some of them. But anyway, so this is just right for me. I hope it's just right for you. I hope you give it a try. I thank you for following me through steps. This will be a go-to. Once you get it down, it's a go-to little sweater. You can easily put this on, like I said, dress it up. This might be a little dress, might say a little dressy. But then you could do it in a little variegated yarn or like the printed yarn, like the speckle yarn I use, and it's more casual. But once you get the construction down and how to do it, and all we have to do now is just like in my other sweaters, we just change the stitch. And I've walked you through how to measure, how to work by repeats. I hope you find that interesting enough to give it a try, like work from repeats and just figure how to get a nice fit. So the only thing I have to say to you now is please send me pictures. I've got people sending me pictures galore. One time, sometimes it gets a lull and then I don't get any pictures and I think, oh mercy, nobody's working on Jay's stuff. Nobody's doing my stuff. And then all of a sudden, this beautiful, sweet person, out of the blue, I went to my email and she had uploaded around 9 pictures. She said her daughter had told her, you have been working this lady's beautiful projects. Why don't you send her some pictures? And it blew me out of the water. I was blown away. It was, I was just blown away, people. I was so humble. So I let her know. Of course, there's so many of them, and I'm getting ready for the next friendship album. I just can't hit Valentine's Day. And we're seasoned. We're too old for that Valentine's stuff. So I will have to put it on the back burner while I get all these up, more to the end of the month. And I thought, well, that'll work fine because it's leap year, and that would be just something special. So my next friendship album with new pictures and a little surprise will come a little more to the end of the month. And just, I can't tell you all the people. And if you have a YouTube channel, I can put your name up, as Classic Hem Crochet, or Denise over at Black Ribbon Crochet Studio. I'm going to put your name up so that I want people to find you. I just want people to see your work, and it's just wonderful to be able to share. But even better that they, gave my designs a try. So thank you.